Wow. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see you. Pardon my absence last week. It was a much needed little reprieve, a little break. Sometimes I have to listen to my body because I got too tired. And that's just the way it is, right? All right. Greetings and welcome from Anubis. We are so grateful for your presence here. So grateful that you are willing to take a moment to drop into that quiet, light-filled spark of light that we call your permanent atom of light. This is the spark from which the divine created you as a point of consciousness and as a soul. So it is a divine spark that you are. It is a divine creation that you are. And it is to that inner divinity that we speak with our loving addresses aimed at your spiritual heart so they might penetrate deep into your consciousness. You might find that that spiritual spark, that divine spark of light that you are today becomes larger and becomes more relevant as your identity. This interesting that you are ready to change your identity. You all have changed so much, so often over the months and years and decades. You have adjusted and adapted and changed your perspective in many, many ways, many times. And this is as it should be, because it is as it is. And as it is, in this very moment, this is what we are speaking of, addressing ourselves to. This is what we are bringing forth in your consciousness. Now, the permanent atom of light is the soul representation that you are. The divine in action, in form, in identity. Let your mind range over the different identities you have tried on and discarded over the years. When you were a teenager, you tried on being an adult and acting and commanding freedoms and responsibilities. Perhaps there were successes, perhaps there were some failures. When you were a young adult in your 20s, you held an identity that was bound by beliefs and understandings and impressions and opinions that you had taken on as your own and commanded this to be the truth of who you are. And at some point you discarded that, or it wore off, it wore thin, and it was easily discarded like a ratty old coat. You may not have even had a new identity to step into. Then in your 30s, you stepped into a different identity. Perhaps even one more attuned to the light that comes from within. The light that you participated with, that you breathed and drank and enabled yourself to identify. These pieces of identity were built on the foundations still present of all that your family members held safe and sacred and sound as principles, as values. And you may even have had to take on the identity of being a mother or a father, leaving your childhood far behind. You may have had to take on the identity that resembled and felt stressed but mature. Even if you are faking it until you make it, you took it on. You grappled. You masterminded. You thought about it. You wrestled with it. And the questions about identity were dropped, were diffused into the everyday activities which overwhelmed you and ate up all your time. And in your 40s, you started dealing with your limitations. Adapting to them. You are not your 20s anymore. You are your 40s. Your body is different. Your spiritual hankerings and appetites were increasing and needed regular feeding to make you feel as if you are a sane and safe and sacred person on the path, whatever path it was that you chose. It is all worthy. It is all divine. The identity that you were adapting yourself to was another one altogether. And in your 50s, you relax into those identities that you have moved in and out of all the time. You played with them. You realized it was costumery. It was process. It was progression. But more and more, your identity was belonging to that individual permanent atom of light that is the spark of consciousness within you, the spark of consciousness which belongs to the whole, which is most comfortable when seated within the divine. When inspired by the divine, when animated by the divine, when occupied with divine will. This is your true identity. The spiritual identity housed in a physical body. And in your 60s, you are far more accepting of your foibles, your quirks, your inconsistencies. What does it matter? 'Tis the I am that matters. I am that spark of light. I am that light that soars, that shrinks, that becomes microscopic, but it is intensely present. You begin to expand into your true size, the size of your soul, your magnificent, glorious, beautiful, fabulously creative and flexible soul. And you find yourself here. You may find yourself in an identity which is seeking to strip down all that is unnecessary from the excess belongings to the excess thoughts that no longer serve your higher purpose, your indwelling light and link to the divine, your belongingness to the divine. So you are releasing attachments. And in that, you may be releasing your identity, or that which you had thought made up your identity. But the more that you are drawn to the light, filled with the light, embedded in the light, and the light is embedded within you, the more you are that, the more the material slips away. And so it is that you are here now. You are adopting the identity of completeness. You are knowing, sitting in the lap of the divine, knowing that you are held and nurtured, sourced, that you are one with the infinite, that your maintenance and supplies from the infinite divine, just as your identity is from the infinite divine. There is always a part of you reaching out, knowing that linking with that divine and the divine's will for you vibrates the strongest, radiates in brilliance, has the power. You no longer are seeking that power in the things, the wealth, the imagery, the illusory, changeable, like seasons, things. They come and they go. You are getting very good at releasing all that does not really express you as a representative of the divine's handiwork. There is no difference between you and the divine, for everything good flows from her beautiful grace, her greatness, her creativity, her life force energy. And that is where it's at. That is what animates you. That is what propels you forward. That is what organizes your steps and your thoughts. Your attention is on the divine and your place within the divine's world. This huge, crazy, chaotic, wild ride of a world. Bend your knees, absorb the bumps, hold steady in your heart and in your mind. Keep your mind stayed upon the light. And as you keep your mind stayed upon the light becomes you. And you are the light. That indwelling light that never expires, never runs out. That indwelling light that is you. So we say to you, release that which is yours to release. And ask yourself, is it time for this to go? Are you taking on the change, the wave of energy that flows through you, over you, around you? Are you riding it? Even as you are divinely connected. Your self-will and your access to divine will firmly engaged and embedded, entwined, such that one is indistinguishable from the other. You may even be releasing identities. Releasing that which no longer serves or carries the light. If the light is not congruous with parts of your life, whether it is things or forms or structures to which you have become attached, imagine releasing them to the divine. The divine knows what to do with it. The divine receives everything that you release and restores it to original purity, including you. The thought that you are different, separate from the divine is also releasable into the divine's hands. You stand in the I am. You stand in the I am. You stand in the I am, and you feel the light, and you feel the power, and you know the grace that is being showered upon you because it is in you, around you, all over you, and you transmit it also. I am grace. My identity is only that which serves the divine. Who I have thought I am, who I've tried to shape myself into being, all of that is dedicated to the divine. Enthralled with, linked permanently, willingly. And it is a hallelujah. It is a hallelujah and dance around that you are the light. You are the divine. Release anything that holds back, that resists the statement, I am the divine. I am one with the divine. It's all right if you feel yourself becoming it and falling out of it and becoming it and falling out of it. This is good practice. Part of how the game is played. You have moments of incredible serenity and you have moments of deep understanding and bereftness. You have moments of doubt and moments of surety, and you have moments of skepticism. You have moments of lack. You have moments of enormous wonder and awe. And this is as it should be. Nothing is wrong. Everything is right. And you are that. And so it is. And we bring this channeling to a close. And again, we honor you, your efforts, your desires, the plan that is entirely divinely unfolding for each and every one of you in its time. Butterflies, one and all, you will release the cocoon so many times in life. Release the cocoon. Come out. Spread your wings in the warmth and the light. Dry off. And suddenly you are able to lift off in a light breeze. You are able to fly as the angels. We thank you. And we bid you adieu. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friends. I want to encourage you to go to my website, anniechannels.com. And if you go into the offering and events pages, you'll find that I'm doing another Living as Your Soul writing class. It's the biggest push that the divine is having me do, and that the guides are saying is important for me and for you, because living as your soul is the priority right now. And it has been growing and growing and growing in priority since about 2019. And it is time for you to be on conversational terms with your soul. It's time for you to know the voice and the sound and the love of your soul. It is time for you to be consciously aware of your soul. It is time for you to live as your soul. Start adapting now, because when you drop the body and the personality that goes with it, that you have chosen to use as your identity in a body, you will want to be a receptor for divine light and for divine love, so that you are not having any difficulties morphing into that version of you. And it is your divine right to know how your soul has planned certain events for you in your lifetime, some of which may have been very, very painful, very, very difficult, shattering in ways. But would you have had anything less? Would you have requested anything less than being shattered and broken apart and finding all those glittering facets revealed about who you are? And that core knowing that you have that permanent atom of light inside of you, as always. Now, many changes have come upon you, and you are being led valiantly and gallantly down your spiritual path, as we all are. And I invite you to join this class. So many good processes. It's 7 weeks of instruction, Tuesday nights, 5 p.m. Pacific to 7 p.m. Pacific. And we're going to play with questions in the Akashic Records. You learn how to open your Akashic Records. You'll have plenty of practice doing it. And then working with questions in the Akashic Records, it brings forth the energy. It reveals, questions reveal the information that you are supposed to know, the relationship that you already have with your soul, and bringing that to the fore. It's based on chapter 15 in my book, and the class starts Tuesday, August 5th. And if you sign up now, you get $125 off the price. The full price is $625. So if you want to get it for $500 instead, then sign up now. Let me know you want to be part of this because it is rich. It is worth it because it is your soul and the divine that you are speaking with, that you are integrating into, that you are learning to live in this moment as your soul, the divine representation of you. It's really how you are built to be. And it's really how you are when you're not here on earth bumping around in a body. All right. I thank you for being with me this morning. This has been my pleasure. And I love you, love you, love you. Please do join me in this class. It is so fulfilling. So, so, so rich. It's so fulfilling. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe and share. Share, share, share. Share with others that which makes you feel alive and whole and balanced and a part of the big divine scheme of things, because this is a rocky road and you might as well have as much pleasure as possible and share it with others. Thank you. Like and subscribe and share.